Motorsport TV Live, brought to you by Motorsport Tickets, the dedicated motorsport experiences provider.
Hello there and welcome to Motorsport TV Live. I'm Diana Binks with all the latest motorsport news. Ferrari are bullish about their chances of a successful Mexican Grand Prix. We speak to Ben Keating, who confirms he'll be back in the 2022 World Endurance Championship. And a supercar driver is under investigation for a potential breach of vaccination rules. All those stories and more coming up here on Motorsport TV Live. Ferrari is hopeful that the high altitude of Mexico will give it even more of an edge over McLaren in their Formula One Constructors' Championship fight. The Maranello-based team is just 3.5 points behind McLaren in the battle for third spot, behind Mercedes and Red Bull, with 5 races to go. A recent engine upgrade also seems to have lifted its performance, as was evident at the United States Grand Prix, where Charles Leclerc finished a strong 4th, almost 25 seconds clear of Daniel Ricciardo in the lead McLaren. Team boss Mattia Binotto now says that the maximum downforce they plan to run in Mexico puts them in a good position on a track where power sensitivity is less important. There's still one final sprint race to come in Formula One, which will take place in Brazil. But next year, details of an overhaul of the format have also been announced. The aim for 2022 is to expand the sprint race format to 6 events. But the biggest change that could come is the points distribution in an effort to encourage harder racing on Saturdays. One idea announced by Ross Brawn on Monday suggests the race winner could be awarded as many as 10 points, up from the current 3 on offer, with points then being offered perhaps to the top 10. The teams will have a say on the final outcome, with a decision to be made with the FIA over the winter. Fabio Quartararo is getting used to life as a MotoGP champion, having clinched his maiden title last month, but he's revealed he didn't always feel like he'd make it to the top with Yamaha. Following his first test on the bike in 2018, he felt out of his depth and wondered to himself if he'd even deserved to be on the bike. He said winning a world championship in MotoGP is something he never really expected, but 5 wins across the 2021 campaign and scoring points in every race helped end Yamaha's 6-year drought. There are 2 races remaining in the MotoGP season in Portugal and Spain, starting this weekend with the Algarve Grand Prix. Don't go anywhere, we've got lots more from the world of motorsport, including news of a disciplinary for 2-time NASCAR Cup Series winner Kyle Busch. That's all coming up here on Motorsport TV Live. Some fantastic opportunities there for fans of motorsport to take part in. And WEC news now, and Ben Keating has confirmed he'll remain with the TF Sport Aston Martin racing squad for the 2022 season. Keating, Dylan Piera and Felipe Fraga are second in the standings ahead of this weekend's Bahrain 8 Hours season finale, having won their class last weekend in the 6-hour race at the same track. The Texan driver spoke to me from Bahrain a little earlier and made it clear his enthusiasm for racing and the outside chance of winning the championship this year is still a possibility.
I am excited about it as well. I'm excited to get the invite to join you, happy to join you. And yes, it's been a great year running in the Aston in the World Endurance Championship with TF Sport. Everyone on the team is really good, and obviously they run a really great program. And so why not? I enjoy winning races. I enjoy doing well on the track and being with people who are enjoyable to be around. And so I'm excited to be back in the Aston and to be back with TF Sport for 2022.
Well, I know the season is not quite done yet this year. So first of all, I'll ask you, how important is consistency when challenging for a title?
Consistency is extremely important when you get into a series that's only 6 races long. I'd say that's probably also one of the reasons why I'm coming back with Aston and with TF Sport, because the car and the team are both extremely good in these circumstances. I believe that there is a lot to be had in keeping the same group of people and the same personalities, the same relationships. Now we know the car, we know how to work with each other, the season's not over, as you said. We still hope to win the 8 hours of Bahrain on Saturday. But even if we win the race, we're not guaranteed a shot at the championship. It all depends on what the 83 Ferrari does in their race. We need a little bit of luck, I guess, I would say, to go along with a really good performance from us. So there's still a chance, but it seems pretty small.
And that's been great to see. And it's great that you're still continuing and you're still as passionate as ever about it. Bahrain this weekend, the final race of the season, a competitive field again this year. And that must be a real motivator, is it?
It absolutely is. I think there will be 13 or 14 cars in the GT Am class by itself. There's no doubt, we have to try to win. If we win, the 83 Ferrari has to get 5th place or less for us to win the championship. But even if they DNF, even if they don't finish the race, we can't win the championship unless we get at least on the podium, at least 3rd. So it's a tall order for us, but we proved that we're capable of it last weekend, and we all love a challenge. So looking forward to it.
Ben, what's the atmosphere like out in Bahrain? I mean, we're sitting here in the UK and it's quite cold, I have to tell you, so just a little bit jealous. But fundamentally, what's the atmosphere like between the teams and in Bahrain this weekend, for this weekend?
It is quite hot here. It's unbelievably. This is my 3rd time to race in Bahrain, or this will be my 4th time, I did a double stint to start the race this past Saturday, and it was so hot in the car. We had no brakes. I had no full course yellows or safety cars. I was full on it for 2 hours in the Aston, and it was so hot. My heart rate was about 170 beats per minute for 2 hours straight. That's a for an old guy in a race car. It's quite the challenge, but that's also one of the things I think I bring to the table is that I perform pretty well. Maybe it's the Texas heat that I'm used to at home.
Ben Keating chatting to us from a very warm Bahrain earlier on today. NASCAR's Kyle Busch has been ordered to attend sensitivity training after using a derogatory slur during a post-race interview on Sunday at Martinsville. The 2-time series champion finished 2nd in the race, but can no longer compete for a place in the championship final. In an interview caught on video by host broadcaster NBC Sports, Busch made reference to those with disabilities whilst describing his last lap tangle with Brad Keselowski. Busch has since posted a message on Twitter apologising for using a word he said he should never have used. As for the final championship, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex Jr. will battle it out for the series title this weekend at Phoenix. An Australian supercar driver is under investigation due to vaccination status information and may not be able to race at the Sydney Motorsport Park this weekend. Motorsport.com has decided not to name the driver due to the ongoing nature of the official investigation. If it's found the driver entered New South Wales without sufficient vaccination coverage or a suitable exemption, then they may be forced out of the state and won't be able to race. An investigation started late last week but was deferred until the first weekend of Sydney's race action was out of the way. A decision on whether the driver can stay in the state is expected in the coming days. So that's all for now. Head over to motorsport.com for more on all of today's top stories. I'm Diana Binks. Join us again here on Motorsport TV Live for all the latest news from the world of motorsport. Bye for now.